preparations are all done, the big game's on us now. How are the lads feeling going into it?
Yeah, they can't wait. Has it been a long week? Yeah, it probably has. No longer probably than the build up to other games, but obviously we had the game called off on Tuesday, which I think was the right thing to do. So we've had a full week's preparation, which is very rare, as you well know, in this league. So we normally play Saturday, Tuesday. So it's been good, but I've just been conscious that yes, it's a big game, we all know that, but we don't overtrain, we don't undertrain, we don't overanalyse the opposition. So I've tried to keep it as simple and pretty much the same as we would any other week. Of course, we have to respect Forest Green and we have to pay them more attention than we would generally a team in our league, which we have, but we haven't gone overboard. So, come kick-off tomorrow, the players will be well prepared tactically, physically, and mentally, and they're thoroughly looking forward to it.
I guess in terms of the information available, you know more about Forest Green than you will about any other opponent you've had this season, but how important is it not to give the players too much information going into a game like this?
Yeah, and I'm very big on that, and I think, from my experience in, football, even at the highest level, clubs are very reluctant now to give any more than 15 minutes, making players sit and watch, because the attention span of a professional footballer now is no more than 20 minutes. So, you've got to just get that balance right. Of course, there's so much out there. The players can go out and get themselves individually, but that's entirely up to them. But from what we've shown them so far, is what they're good at and ways we can beat them. And I think that's the be all and end all of it. And then it's about how we turn up on Saturday, how we prepare individually, collectively. And you've already seen this season, if we turn up and play the way we know we can play, we're a match for anyone. But we're not daft. We know it's going to be a tough match. They're a very good side, no matter how struggling they are in their league. They're 2 leagues away from the Premier League. That says it all. So it's a massive ask, but it's one that we believe that we can cause an upset. And if we didn't have belief, then I wouldn't bother turning up. But you've already seen this season, the Scunthorpe game. We believe we could win that football match, and we went and executed it.
There's a lot of experience in the squad, a lot of Football League experience as well. How much confidence does that give you going into a game like this, that they won't be overawed by the crowd in the occasion as well?
And I think that's the biggest thing. Again, I've seen it over the years where players can get overawed by the crowd, knowing who's watching as well, obviously with the TV cameras here. But you can see with Blair and Lids in the press conference yesterday that doesn't faze them. They played in front of big crowds before, and that's like the build-up with most of our squad. We play in front of 2,500 here most times anyway, so that won't faze us. I think we'll relish it. I think the lads will rise to the challenge. The only thing I've got to just be careful is that we don't over-try and try too hard, because that sometimes can cause a problem. But they're dead excited and can't wait to get going.
Although there is that much experience in the squad, a lot of them won't have played live on national television before. I guess that's a new experience for a lot of them.
Yeah, I think what you've got to try and do is forget about that. I've been very lucky to have done quite a lot of TV work over the years, and what you do learn is you just try and forget. Once you cross that white line and the whistle blows, as much as it's easy for me to say it, it's just another football match. It's 11 individuals versus another 11 individuals. Yes, they're in leagues above us, but they're professional like we are. They're no fitter than we are. We're just as fit as them. We've got just as much experience in our squad. So, you've got to try and block out what's around you, the noise, and just go and enjoy your football and play to the best of your ability. And if they do that and they work as hard as I know they can, then I can't ask of no more. And then if we get beat by a better side on the day, play better football than us, you hold your hands up and go, well, they are in League One, no matter where they are. But as we've already seen, if they don't turn up, every one of them, they're a bit complacent, they can come unstuck, and we've seen that over the years, haven't we, with the giant killing. So we'll be definitely up for the game.
Obviously this day gives us a great chance to showcase everything the club's doing to a national audience as well. How beneficial do you think that will be for the club? How much does the club deserve that, do you think, as well?
Yeah, I think, especially from Jeff's point of view, he had a vision when he sold it to me. He has ambition. He wants his club to be in the Football League in years to come, and when he said that to me, I was probably, when I sat back and thought about it, I thought that's a very big ask, but it's doable because of the infrastructure, the crowds, the ground, everything associated off the pitch. What we're doing is there, is right up there, but ultimately that doesn't count for anything if we don't get it right on the pitch. We fouled last season. I'm determined not to let that happen this season, but it is it's days like this now that, you know, the owner deserves, because, you know, the investment to have the BBC, you know, an international crowd, you know, coverage is fantastic for him. So, and again, financially, it clearly helps as well. And, you know, everyone associated with a football club deserves a pat on the back. And of course, you know, that's not possible without the players' input and what they've done this season. Let's not forget we were virtually out of the competition against Workington, and we kept going to the end, and we turned it round, and now we find ourselves in the first round in front of the cameras. So it's a credit to everyone that's been involved.
And great news, of course, about the fitness situation at the moment as well. It looks like only Sam Hodge will miss out from the squad. I guess that gives you a lot of selection dilemmas as well.
Yeah, it does, and that you know, that becomes the hardest part of my job. And you've heard me say it many times this season that that's the hardest part of being a manager, which I've found is telling players you're not playing and telling players you're not even in the squad, telling them face to face. It's horrible because I've been there. But now, you know, the biggest game in the club's history on the weekend, I can only pick 11 players. So I'm going to become the villain to some of those players. I'm going to be hated, but it's part and parcel of football. And I've said all along that it's a squad game, and you know, everyone will play their part. We can have 5 subs at the weekend, so you know, if I can, I'll try and get everyone on the pitch, to, you know, depending on how the state of play is, because I want everyone to experience, because they deserve it. They've all played their part so far, but ultimately I can only pick those 11 players.
Just finally, there's obviously going to be a massive crowd here, a record crowd for First Cloud Arena. What would you like to say to those people who are going to come along on Saturday?
Well, you deserve it. You know, at the end of the day, it's down to the players, and you know, from my short spell, you know, there's been frustration amongst the crowd, there's been joy, there's been disappointment, but that's football, you know. And when you manage or you play for a club like South Shields at this level, yes, we are expected to win a lot of football matches, but you're not going to win every football match. So, you know, but these occasions you have to enjoy them, and the supporters have played a huge part in that. You know what they're like, they travel home and away, and I'm 100% sure they'll get right behind their team at the weekend, make a lot of noise, make it really intimidating for the away team, and hopefully they'll enjoy the occasion. You know, if the game doesn't go the way we want it, just stick with it, get behind them, because it's a massive help, and we've already seen that this season, the amount of games that we've won late on. There's no reason why we can't do that this weekend. So I hope they enjoy it, and you know, hopefully we can give them something to shout about.